Hello. Good afternoon, all. Yes, let's start with it. We were waiting for few people to join as there are more registrations, but few people face some difficulties. But we'll start with the workshop. Uh, I, Dr. Monica Gorkhe, welcome you all for online national level workshop on modules for learners online engagement series organized by Dr. D.Y. Patil Institute of Management Studies, DYPIMS, Pune. The objective of this particular workshop is to understand learners' online engagement tools and how effectively we can manage and engage learners during online sessions. Before moving ahead, I would like to discuss few points with you all. We request you all to keep your audio as well as video off. Questions will be taken at the end of the individual module, and wherever needed, we can unmute yourself. Need not to worry about it. But from your side, please keep it mute. Feedback link will be sent at the end of the workshop. Feedback link is linked with the certificate. So once you submit your feedback link, an auto-generated certificate will be received on the registered mail ID. Without further ado, now I request our director, Dr. Ashutosh Misal, and our first resource person to take over. Sir, all yours.
Yes. Well, thank you, Dr. Monica. Well, good afternoon and welcome you all for this 2.5 hours FDP, which we started with 10 minutes late. We apologize for the same because, in fact, we were waiting for the participants to join. We had 33 plus 36 registrations, but then only 18 have joined, so we were slightly worried. Out of which those who are connected with our WhatsApp group, they might have seen that there are some technical issues from the either from participant side, it seems. So they are being sorted out. So in the meantime, we shall start, and I'll be covering the first part of it, that is Google Forms and how we can create the quizzes through Google Forms. Now, usually Google Form is one such tool which I don't think that any of the faculty members who are attending this particular workshop has not used yet. So Google Form is not something new. Google Form is not something a very rocket science which you need to learn somewhere attending such kind of a workshop or such kind of a FDP program. But then we had gone one step ahead where probably I am saying it may not be a case with every one of us, but then probably we might not have gone to that extent of creating a quiz out of Google Form and then using it online. You can create a link of that Google Form. You can use it during the online session. So let us go to certain fundamentals. As we have mentioned on our advertisement, that if at all you would like to attend this FDP, it's better that you can have one laptop wherein you can do the things simultaneously. So for today's workshop also you can do it, but then for each individual module will be requiring somewhere around 45 minutes to cover. So if you're comfortable toggling from one window to another window and do it simultaneously along with us, then it is okay. Otherwise, as per our usual format of FDPs which DYPIMS conducts, we will be sharing this study material, so to say, which will give you step by step 1, 2, 3, 4 what you can do with the screenshots and with all guided information, so that you simply follow those instructions and you would be able to do it alone individually later on. You don't have to come back to us asking for any kind of questions. So we are very much sure for that. So let us go ahead and let's start learning certain fundamentals. I'll be sharing the screen for this, and you should be able to, if possible, do it with us, or you can do it later. There's a screen which you can see. We have now I have logged into Gmail, and I'll be creating one Google form in front of you, for which you need to click here where you could see these 9 dots, Google Apps. It will display. Once you click on that, you will go to Drive. Once you click to the Drive, once this Drive gets open, you have to go to New. All of you might be knowing this, so I'll not waste much time in creating the form. Go to Google Forms, click on blank form, and this is the blank form which will be created, which will be available and which indicates an untitled form. So here you can type the name, say for example, test for FDP. Like I can copy the same form and it gets automatically pasted on the left hand side here where my cursor is right now. So test for FDP will be automatically getting displayed. If you want to change the name, you can type, copy, paste there, and the things will get changed. If you want to write some descriptions, like some instructions you want to give, some things to be followed, certain things that not to be followed, you can type it on this particular place where form description word is written. Again, I won't waste my time to save and cover the entire thing in 45 minutes. I'll not go on typing anything here. Going to the next, there is a thing mentioned untitled question. Suppose you want to have name of somebody to be written. So you can, if you want to segregate the first name and say last name, that also you can do. So first name where you usually expect a short answer. So if you click here, that is the best part of this Google Forms. You have got these many options available. So short answer is where everybody is likely to give different answer. Like first name is one of such thing where everybody will be having a different name. So you can select short answer as an option for that. So I'll click on that short answer and then the person would be able to give that answer. Now, if I want the person to compulsorily enter the first name, then I'll go to required and I'll simply shift this button on the right hand side and that question becomes compulsory. Hope this point is clear. Now I want to create a new question. There are two options. I can go here where I can add the question. You can see the finger button there and I can add a question from here. Or if I want to have a similar kind of question, I can copy from here. So where it is written duplicate. So if I click on that, the same question gets copied down and I can write the last name. Keeping all the characteristics of the question same means keeping the short answer as a short answer. So I can have a similar kind of question being repeatedly copied as you want to. If I want to change the pattern, I'll go to the next question. For example, I would like to know what is your post-graduation. This is the question which I would like to know. Now, again, this question can also be kept blank and leave an option, but then you will get n number of options. Where suppose I am focusing only on a particular category of the post-graduation, so I will go for a multiple choice question and you will get automatically this option one where I will write MBA, add option where I write MCA, add next option, say MSc, I will write say M-Farm. I can put as many options as I want. There is no particular limitation as how many options can I have. The only thing is that when, and if suppose you think that there are, like Pune University is offering more than 100 plus post-graduation. So there are many which I cannot write. So I will just put this add other. So click on this. And when the person will get this form, he can type what post-graduation which is not appearing in the list. He can type it at the place of other. So this is one option available which I have explained. As I said, I'll not be wasting much time in creating a form because I guess all of you must have done it. So I'll copy the same question again. I've got one more option where check boxes. Difference between multiple choice and check boxes I'll explain now by giving an example. Supposing I would like to ask some questions such as question select the multiple options for the following question. This is by default, but if you want, you can give this option made available for the people. So I'll write some question which will ask for multiple options. Some question hai supposing I want you to click your graduation and post-graduation together. just trying to make the example simple. I'm putting both these options. So I'll go on adding the graduation as well. Say I'll write BCom, I will write BE, I will write BSc, I shall write BCA, I can go on adding BBA. Now the difference between the earlier question and this question is that the candidate who's filling that particular form, the person who's filling this form can click on whatever possible options. Suppose somebody has done MCA as well as MBA with BSc, so he can click all the three options and he will get all the three options. Whereas in the earlier one where I was asking for only post-graduation, he can click only one option. He cannot click more than one option. So this is the major difference between these two options, that is multiple choice and checker boxes, right? Going ahead, if you do not want to tax the people, I can go for drop down menu. So where I will have all these options available. I'll delete some just to avoid confusion. All right, so I'm keeping all the post graduations again. So drop down menu simply gives you an option where when the person is trying to fill in that question, he will get this kind of the options available where MBA, MCA, everything will be drop down just as it happens in Excel and other forms. So you simply have to click the proper option of MBA or MCA. This you will come to know only when you will see the form, right? I'll show you that also later when we'll be ready with it. I have copied the same question again, going to the next possible option, file upload. I'll keep it for the last. I can go for linear scale if I want to get the evaluation done for somebody. So how would you rate the FDP? So I want to give the rating from 1 to 5. You can give 0 also if required, and you can go up to 10. Whereas I will write label 1 extremely poor, and for 10 I will call it as outstanding, right? Again, whether to make this question compulsory or not compulsory, that tab is here. Simply have to take it on the left hand side and this will become non-compulsory. If it goes right and shows blue color, it becomes compulsory. So linear scale is, this is how it will appear, as you could see on the screen right now, extremely poor 1 to 10. So if the person who's filling the form, he can click any of this figure depending upon his experience with that particular FDP, with that person, feedback, whatever parameters you would like to have. Another option we have got going ahead is a multiple choice grid. Now, if I'm clicking here, I can have how would you rate the resource persons. So here we have got 3 resource person. I'll write the names of all. Then I'll write another name and I'll write the third name of the resource person. So these are the 3 resource person. Now parameters for this would be different. So I will write the parameters as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Let me restrict it up to 5. Again with the same logic of 1 being on the lower side or 5 being on the higher side. You can mention it that. 1 low and 5 high or highest, you could say. Or same you can have poor or outstanding, right? So when this question will get displayed, this is how it will be seen. So the advantage of this question is that keeping the parameters same, you can have the list of all these vertically, all the resource person, you can have the characteristics also put up there, you can have the criteria to be put up there, and the evaluation parameters on a in the form of the columns named as 1, 2, 3. So you can go on clicking, the person who's responding, he can go on clicking whichever is his choice for Dr. Ashutosh, for Dr. Shilpa, and for Dr. Monica. So it will be easier for a person who's responding. Going ahead, similarly, if I want to have more than one option being allowed to a person, the same form would look like this. Of course, this may not be applicable for such kind of a question where you want that person to click only one, but then in such cases, he can click 1 as well as 4, he can click 2 as well as 5, he can click all the 5, or he can click only 1, and those will get recorded at your end. If you want to put the date, see date of attending, date of FDP, so here it will be directly giving you the calendar when the question appears like this. So you simply have to click this. Now this may not be seen right now because that will be seen only by the respondent. So when you click here, it will show the calendar displayed. So you can click on the date rather than typing, and everybody is typing in a different format, like somebody types in MMDDYYY, somebody types in DDMMYYY. So to avoid confusion, simply click on this calendar and it will display the calendar, and simply click on the date and the software will take the date on its own. That is an added advantage. Time also you can add, say at what time you attended, that can also be added. One option I left, two options I left rather. You can have long paragraph also. So if you want to have suggestions for improvement, so people may have more suggestions, so you can put that option, and then you can leave it for long answer text, so people can write as much as they want. Short answer has got limitation of words, that I'm not sure how much it is right now, but then definitely much lesser as compared to paragraphs. And last option is file upload. So if you want somebody to upload the file, that can be done by allowing them to upload the files of certain size. Once I click on this option, and then it will ask you whether any specific file types, allow only specific file types, let it be like that. It will ask you maximum number of files a person can upload, 1, 5 or 10, and it will ask you again the maximum file size. Usually most of the government size which you might have been filling in, it usually asks for the sizes less than 1 MB, so that those photographs has got a very low resolution. It's just for the sake of putting or maintaining the record. So you decide what kind of or what amount of file the person who's filling up that form would be able to upload, and then accordingly decide, keeping the default value. And then if at all you want to restrict yourself to make the people upload only document, only Excel sheet, only PDF, only video presentation, that you can click and you can put the option. Once I deactivate this, the person would be able to upload any kind of the file which he wants to upload. So these are all about creating and using all the options which are available here while creating the form, starting from short paragraph, big paragraph, multiple choice, checker boxes, drop down, file upload, linear scale, multiple choice grid, check boxes, date and time. These are the possible options available here. There are sections which you can make, but then I will not go to that particular part right now because it may not be important for the time being, and we also don't have that much amount of time going in for all those options. You can upload, you can add video to this, you can add picture, you can add title or description of this particular form, and you can import the questions also if you got questions ready somewhere, right? And plus I've already told you, you can add the question if you don't want to copy the same question in the same format, right? So this is all about designing a Google form, which, as I said right at the start, all of you must have done somewhere or the other places in your institutions. Going ahead, for which we are here, that is the main intention of this today's FDP, that to create this form or to convert this form into quiz. For that, you will have to go to the setting, and here you will get quizzes. So click on this, and here there is an option, make this a quiz. So you simply have to get this white button on the right hand side, it will become blue. The colors might vary because those are given by Google directly. So you may get some different color, that doesn't matter. So the button has to be taken on the right. So the moment you take it on the right, you could see that there are many options which gets automatically deactivated. Release the grid. So the person who's filling up the form or filling the quiz, whether he should get the feedback immediately or the grade immediately after the submission. Usually It's, as you could see, it is a default option. It is better, so that when you appear for any kind of a quiz, you will get the responses there itself. So out of 25 questions you appeared, how many you got it correct? So it is better, because this is a manual review. If you click here, you will have to get the questions downloaded, you manually review it, and then send it later to their emails. So for which, as you could see written in a gray color, turns on the email collection. So if you click here, the form will compulsorily ask you to enter your email address. So if you don't click here, even if you don't enter your email address, still you could be able to submit that particular quiz. Three options are by default on. When the person filling up the quiz clicks on the submit button, if he has missed any of the questions which you have made it compulsory, those will be displayed to him that this particular question was compulsory. You have to attempt that question, and then you can go ahead. So it is better you keep this option on, so that if somebody misses some questions, he would be able to fill correct answer at the end of the submission. He should be able to know what is the correct answer if he's giving a wrong answer. So usually for MCQ questions, it happens that if somebody is giving out of 4 a wrong answer, and suppose he clicks on 2 and 3 is right answer, so he will get a red color cross on 2, but then at the same time he would be able to get the correct answer with yeah. Any question? I could hear somebody unmuting. Okay, we'll go ahead. So if you want somebody to get the correct answer, somebody to know the correct answer, you can click this on as it is there right now. If you do not want the people to know the correct answer, you can deactivate this, so that if 2 people are sitting next to each other, nobody knows the correct answer. Similarly, point values, the value of each point. Point means the marks which you're giving for each individual question. That if you want every person to know, then you should be able to give this or click this on, I mean, whatever it is right now. If you don't want the person to know the individual point value, for example, for one question you're giving 1 point, and for another question you're giving 2, for third question you're giving 5, and you don't want the respondent to know how many marks are there for each individual question, you can click this also off. But then it is better you keep it on, so that for every question the person would be able to know how many marks are given to each question, and then you can save, and it will automatically turn on certain options which are there created. For example, let's go here. So you'll see when I typed the question, this answer key option was not available for me. This got generated automatically when I clicked make this form a quiz. Then this answer key gets developed, and this particular button gets developed where it is mentioning 0 points, right? So I have to click on this answer key, click here. The moment I click here, on the right hand side of the question, on the right hand side top, you could see it is mentioning 0 points. So by just clicking this upward arrow or downward arrow, I can increase how many points, how many marks you want to give to that particular question, or I can simply type also. That option is also there. If I want to go and I do not want, for example, if I'm asking somebody a basic information, name of the person, I cannot give marks to that. So I can keep it 0, or I can keep that question out of the quiz also. Okay, so I'm giving 1 mark for this. Let's assume that I want to have all the people who have answered MBA as the option, and I want to give all MBA students 1 point. Like in this kind of a question, I can give the points to only one option, because the people are supposed to click only one option out of the 4. And this is the common thing which we usually use. This is what we call it as a multiple choice questions, MCQs. So this particular quiz would be more helpful for such kind of questions. So I'm giving 1 point to which question. Now I want to assign. Suppose somebody clicks MCA, then he will get 1 point. You could see that this has become green, with that dot becoming green, and you could see a tick mark in front of MCA. So if somebody, while attempting this question, clicks MCA, then only he will get 1 point. If he clicks MBA, then he will get 0 points. If he clicks MSc, he will get 0 points. If he clicks MPharm, he will get 0 points. In short, if the person clicks on the correct option, then only he will get 1 point. For rest 3 options, he will be getting 0. Now we have to decide which is the correct answer, and then you can click on that. Now you could see that there are 2 correct answers, which is absolutely wrong in case of an MCQ question. So I have to decide which is the correct answer. So I'll click MBA. I can click all the 4 if I want all people to get 1 marks. So person clicks any particular button out of 4, everybody will get 1 mark even if the answer is right or wrong. So this could be best option for such kind of a question where I cannot decide that MBA is getting 1 mark and MPharm is something low and he should get 0 marks. So such kind of question you can still keep points, or you can simply make 0 here, so that this question is not for the purpose of scoring. It will be very clear. Once you are done with it, or giving 1 score only to MBA, you have to click on a button, done. And then now my question, you would see the tick mark has automatically appeared, so that when you are formulating a question, looking at the question, you would come to know that which is the right option for you. That tick mark will be appearing in front of the correct answer, which will tell you. Supposing you want to change the sequence of these answers, there is an option here. You can say shuffle the option order. So if you click here, every time the person is appearing for the quiz, different person will get the different sequence. Somebody will get MCA first, somebody will get MBA first, someone will get MSc first, someone will get MPharm first. So if 2 people are doing with an non-verbal communication, suppose I am sitting here and somebody is sitting say on the other desk, and if I ask him third number ki question ka answer batao, then he will tell you number 2, which is number 2 in front of him. MBA would be appearing number 2 in front of him. In your case, it might be MC appearing in front of him. So no copying could be possible if you shuffle the shuffle option order. So I'll click here, so that when everybody is trying to appear for this particular question, the 4 options will get interchanged, and that is done randomly by the computer. So you don't have to do anything. So this will be done. So this is how you can create the quiz for all the questions. I am requesting participants to mute themselves, because I could hear somebody talking. Just a minute. Let me mute all. Yes. So I muted all. So going ahead, I'll just show you one form which this was just creating a form and creating a quiz. I'll just show you I have created one form which will be helpful for you to understand how this actually works and how this quiz actually gets worked out after the things are done. And then we are done with this first part. Okay, this is one form which I am opening, which has already been designed with all those questions available there. This was for those who are HR people here. They might recollect that this was created for 22nd July HRM FDP, what we have conducted for our Savitribai Phule Pune University. See, these are the questions available here. Right now, all the questions have got 4 options. So this MCQs are there. You could see full form of OBE like this. There are some 20 questions, I guess. So this form is ready with all the multiple choice questions. There are 4 options in some questions. There are 2 options for some questions. And I want to give the scoring for this. As I said, the step you are supposed to follow is click on the settings, make a quiz, and I'm keeping only that correct answer off, so that people should not know what is the correct answer. I'll just save. Now I have to go on clicking each and every question. For example, the full form of OBE is outcome based education. So I'll click first on answer key. The moment I click answer key, it will ask how many points you want to give. I'll type 1, or I can just click here upward arrow. It will type 1. Outcome based education is the correct answer, and then it will become green and you will get a green tick mark. I am sure that this is the right option which I have selected as a paper setter or MCQ setter. Then once I am sure, then I can click on done. Right? Here you have the option of going to shuffle the option shuffle option order. So it will only shuffle these 4 options, one below the other. Fourth will become first, first will become third, like that, right? So I have to go on doing it like this. For each and every question, I need to know what is the correct answer for this. So a rubric is an analytical writing and formatting. Again, I have to first click on answer key, then formatting, give whatever points you want, and then click on done. So you simply have to follow the same process. Here you have the option, as I have been already telling you, required, whether you want to make this question compulsory or not. For example, you want to keep certain, say 25 questions are there, you want to keep only 5 questions optional, so you can remove that button which you think is not important to be answered. But then it is better you keep it required, so that if the person is trying to submit, it will intimate to that person that this is a required question and you cannot go ahead and submit. So likewise, if you go down, you will click all. I won't waste my time again. As per the schedule, I've got 10 minutes remaining. So if you go down, you can go on doing that thing repeated, which will be helpful. For example, there is one question with 2 options. I'll go to that. That can also be decided. Where is that? Yes, during COVID, Coursera, Udemy, both are providing courses free of cost. This question I want to give the marks. This was just an quiz which was created, so you have to decide whether you want to create a quiz out of it or not. Right, so here also I can give the marks. So if somebody answers true, give him 1 mark and click done. So whatever option you have given, with all possible options which I have shown you, for each you can select a particular point, you can select a particular sub point, and then you can decide how many marks or how many points to be given that. One thing I forgot to tell, that the moment you are going on adding these scores, if you go to the top, here total points, the form will go on displaying. So you don't have to count how many questions you have given the scores, how many points you have given in total right now. You don't have to remember anything. Here it will go on giving you the points. Here now I've given 3 points or 3 questions which are there, for which I've given the 3 points. So likewise, if you complete all the 25 questions, each question carrying 1 mark or 1 point, here 25 figure will be automatically displayed, right? Now let's see how we get the responses. Once somebody gets that quiz, fills up that quiz, assuming that we have completed all the 25 questions the way I've told you, and then people fill up the responses. And this is how we get the responses. That is the base part of quiz. We don't have to do anything manually. Everything gets ready. So first of all, it will tell you the summary, how many responses are received. So 175 responses are received for this particular quiz. HR people might recollect, on 22nd July, this was done from my home when we were in the lockdown. So 170 responses we have received. Going down, now right now I've got only these 3 points, so I will not get that question, right? But then otherwise here you will get the entire bell diagram, bell curve out of 170 people who have given this response. How many people have the answers in this range, lower range, higher range, as well as how many people were there in the mid of the bell curve. I hope, being into the teaching field, all of us understand bell curve. So who are the extremes on the lower end and the extreme on the right hand side end, those will be displayed here, and you will get a very nice graph, a nice chart. I'll find out somewhere and I'll show you probably at the end, so that how it will look like, instead of wasting the time right now finding it out in through my Google Drive. So here you will get a bell curve of all the respondents. Similarly, it will also tell you which are the questions which are frequently missed. I mean, the questions which are having lower score, all those questions will be listed here, and it will tell you what all answers have gone, the least correct answers. Similarly, who has filled up that form, you will get all the Gmail IDs here, names of the people, and you will get the correct answers. So out of the 25 questions, for each question you will get such kind of a horizontal bar diagram. Out of 170, 162 people, that means 95.3% people have got the given the correct answer for this. Second question, rubrics, 16 people, 9.4% given the correct answer. Going ahead, what is the full form of MOOCs? Again, you will get a pie chart. 65.9% have given answer. This massive open online courses, which is a correct answer. So for each answer, for each question rather, you would be able to get such kind of a pie chart by default. You don't have to do anything. Everything will be done by the software. You can get a screenshot and you can make the presentation out of it. The question which I have just now done. Right, so during COVID, this one, so 104, 61.2% people were saying that Coursera and Udemy both are providing courses free of cost. The fact is that Udemy will be charging, whereas Coursera is free. So answer is false. So only rather 38.8% given the correct answer. It doesn't mean that whatever is the length of the bar is the correct answer. So it is only giving you what percentage of people have given answer A, what percentage of people have given answer B, C and D, because we have got only 4 options given. Like here, performance, purpose, expectation, all of the above might be the correct answer. Advantage of the rubric is help define, and of course 86.5% people have given the correct answer. Likewise, if I scroll down, for each and every question which I have asked, it is giving the A, B, C, D and the percentage of people who have gone for A, who have gone for B, who have gone for C and D. And on the top, it has already given me the questions which are maximum people have answered wrongly, except that, including that question, all the questions are been listed for its percentages of the 4 or 5 or 2 options, whichever you have given. If you selected multiple grid, that will also be displayed here in the form of such kind of a bar chart or a bar diagram as I have shown you here. So this is all done at the back end. We don't have to apply our brains at all, right? And these all questions you will get it. Now the best part going ahead is the last part in this, that you want to get this downloaded. Here you view responses in sheet, click there. It's nothing but the Excel sheets. If you're doing it for the first time, it will ask, give you a button of create. You simply have to get on click on create, and it will create this sheet where it will give me all details to such an extent that who has filled up that particular form at what time. See here where my cursor is right now. Somebody has filled the form on 21st of July, 18:29, 10 seconds. So at 6 hours, 29 minutes, 10 seconds, I have filled up this form. Then Mr. Syed Muzassar has filled it on 16th, on the same day, 22nd he has filled, 22nd of July at 16:06:59 seconds. So he will give you all the details and the details of all the people who have filled in that form. It is getting downloaded, so we have to wait. So all those details will be available in this Excel sheet kind of a thing, right? Going horizontally, in the immediate second column, you will get the score where my cursor is there right now, column C, right? So you will get the score of every individual in an Excel sheet, and it will give you out of how much. Out of 25, somebody has scored 20, somebody has scored 8. Going on the right hand side, the name as you want to be on the certificate. Last month we had on 6th of November, we had already conducted a Google Classroom workshop. There we explained that once somebody clicks on that submit part of a quiz, he will submit his responses. Similarly, he will get a quiz also, certificate also, e-certificate generated. So you are asking here what name you would like to have on that particular e-certificate. So whatever he enters, the same get displayed. Those who have attended that particular workshop, they might be knowing. So you are asking them to type that name. Then these all things are options. Now going ahead, these are the answers given by individual person for each question. If you just scroll on the right hand side, you will get all the questions and the responses of every individual in the rows, and the columns will be indicating the different 25 questions which are asked till the end, right? So this is how you can get it downloaded. File, you can get it download it's better you download in Excel format. Otherwise, CSV, of course, you can save it later. That is comma separator values. But then it is better for our further processing. You do it through .xlsx. CSV will be more applicable for online applications like Moodles and all, where you might require at times CSV format. But then you can convert that thing also. Save as CSV option is available in Microsoft Excel. So you will get this Excel sheet downloaded, and you would be able to see it right getting downloaded here. Right, so you could see this SPPU and HR, this sheet is getting downloaded, and you can hide, you can do further processing by your expertise depending on your how far you are good in your Excel operations, and then you can pass on the same scores to your final scores of your CCEs or internal markings, and you can do that. Well, now since we started 10 minutes late, I have ended 6 minutes late. So we'll give another 5-6 minutes for answering the questions related to this particular part, which is through Google form. And then we'll go to second module. You can unmute or you can type the questions on the chat box, and then we'll be able to answer your questions.
Yes, if you have any questions, participants can unmute themselves and ask the question regarding Google quiz.
Well, and of course, as I told you right at the start, we shall be sharing step by step methods of things to be followed, so that you simply go on following the steps and you'll be able to do all these quiz on your own. I couldn't see any question on the how is payment link inserted into the Google? That is file upload. Well, the question is, how is payment link inserted in the Google form? As shown you, while creating a form, there is an option available here. I'll show you that test form is still open. This is the form which you have created. So you can type that question. Here I have already there, but I'll show you once again. And I'll type upload your payment proof for slip, and here I will click an option of file upload. The moment I click on the file upload, since most of you might be sending JPGs, so I will click image, or I'll click PDF option also open, because you won't be sending document, spreadsheet, presentation, drawing. So I'll only keep these formats available. I'll keep rest all default. Any image is never more than 1 MB. You can compose it if it all required to be submitted. Maximum number is 1 and the size 1 MB. Restricted to that, right? Since this is not a quiz, I don't need to give any option. I'm keeping this compulsory, and then click outside. This question is ready. Here, upload your payment slip or proof. So you will, the person who's filling this particular form will get this add file activated. Right now it is gray because I'm formulating a form. Once you are filling that form, this add file will be black, and you can click on that and it will show you the path from where you would like to upload the file. So that option is not that difficult. I hope I have answered your question.
Sir, file upload is one option that you have.
Yeah.
Sir, this file upload is one option that you explained nicely.
Right.
And is there any other option that that would lead directly to the payment option without any file loading?
You can type.
That means, is there any option?
Okay. Now what we can do, I'll just show you that option.
Channel to the payment option.
Yeah. Payment channel. You can go here, and in the presentation, you can go into the presentation, and here you can give the link to pay. Pay using the link, and then whatever link you want to post it here. Of course, it has to be an authenticated link, and then I'm just typing imaginary link. So this will be seen when the person is trying to click the submit, or after the person submits, he will get this, be diverted to this particular link, and it will open up to the link for the payment. This is for this particular thing, but we need to have the other party to whom we are making the payment, this particular facility made activated from that side. Otherwise, we cannot have any such kind of facility from our side. So the person who's receiving should have to activate this particular facility. Yep.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to a few more questions. How to prevent multiple responses from this? Yeah, there is an option in the presentation itself. If you click on general, here there is an option limit to one response. So you click here, limit to one response. Every respondent would be able to give only one response, not more than. He cannot keep on submitting again and again. Another question. I will set the time is not the purview of today's workshop. This has already been done in Google Classroom last 6th of November. However, since you are a part of this workshop, we will send you that particular PDF where you will get that option available. Because it's again 1 hour FDP, how to set a time. So we don't have that much time right now, and it is not a part and parcel of today's workshop. So please excuse us for that. But then Mr. Amar will send you that PDF file where you would be able to set the time for, or a timer for such kind of quiz.
Yes, any query, please ask. You can unmute yourself.
Okay, I guess the first session is done. We'll just take 2 minutes break. I would request you to log in again clicking the same link, because some people are waiting outside due to some technical issues. So we'll just take a 2 minutes break. You will have to log in again. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Yes, please log in with the same Zoom ID.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Just a second. End करा ना.
ते शोधतोय ना बटन मी. कुठे एंड बटन? Because of that GPS came only. त्याच्यामुळे होतंय.